we go. I am here with Saul Acevedo Gomez, and we are going to talk to him about his work and how the pandemic has affected him. Hey, Saul, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good, dude. So how about you just tell us a little bit about your work in general? I know you've kind of moved from a lot of printmaking into a lot of drawing, which has kind of gone to sculpture, and then back to drawing, moving your sculptures into your drawings, creating these really awesome little narratives. And now I have noticed that you've done a lot of memes and stuff like that. So just give us a lowdown on what you've been working on lately.
So lately, I mean, not now that you mentioned about like the sculptures, I haven't drawn the sculptures in a while.
Okay.
So that's been one of the directions I get back to drawing them a little bit. Just because like I feel like I'm getting disconnected to them, especially now that I'm not at school, so I can now work with them. And so I think like I didn't get super impacted, I will say, with like the pandemic, just because like I've been doing drawings, so like I could literally do it at home, and I was doing it before then, so the transition wasn't like really, it didn't hurt me a lot. So I think like I feel like I got lucky. Like it's like when it comes to painting, I mean I could definitely do it, but I think like the space and like having a, I don't think I have like the place, the adequate place to like do painting and like with oils and all that. Like I really want to do oils, but I don't think it will work for me at this point. So I think like doing color pencil, and I've been trying to introduce some of watercolor just to explore that, just to see how it will work. Maybe some acrylic or some gouache, but I'm not sure yet. But definitely watercolor.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like with the means, I mean I enjoy them. I think like especially now, like one of the directions that I like, one of the reasons I will say is that I wanted to influence like younger generations, but it also becomes like very unconventional. Like it's, you know, like what it's actually like high art, I guess, or what it's considered contemporary art. But I think like for me it became like this, uh, it's becoming like part of my experience, because I feel like I'm reading like a book based, it's called The Internet, the let me double check. But she's basically talking about the experience that is happening during the internet. So it's called, let's see, it's called Because the Internet: Understanding the New Rules of Language by Cruchen McCulloch. And she goes literally to like different generations of like the introduction for them with the internet, like that, the communication. She's gonna go through like memes, emojis. I haven't got to that part, but like she basically talks about how language becomes like text basically becomes very difficult to express feelings and emotions. And so that's how like memes and emojis are introduced. So having like a text and an image to express some kind of like emotion or feeling. And so I think like introducing those tools that I would say that are becoming universal because of like the internet, they definitely happen to be like a way to become influential, or like to trigger younger generations or different, I guess, not necessarily just younger now, just because like a lot of people are using them in a way. Definitely they can be very personal or more general, but I think like introducing them became a tool to eliminate the quietness that I feel like art can have. So I think like even adding the text, it became like responding back to the image that is on top, um, or just to express, I guess, to become a messenger of like what's happening. Because I do feel like my work is becoming more focused into like the history of humans, I guess. So like even the text, the mark making, I associated with like the connective evolution of like how do we see the world. And so like even I do happen to have like a little bit of like realism when it comes to like the tree or the sunflower. Um, so having like different methods of defining an image, I think like it helps me to learn about my work, but I think like it helps me as well to see it differently and not just like one way. And even pixelating some of the images, I think that's something that can just create a new conversation, especially when it comes to nature, or like with our the things that are happening lately, of how we're, I guess, affecting nature, um, kind of like losing it. So like the art, it's like creating information in a way that it's capturing what we're losing. So like that goes back with like the pixelated images, how we're pixelating images to have them in like the cloud, you will say, and then destroying the physical object of art. I mean, or you could say art nowadays. Um, in nature, we're eliminating them and then sending them to like this cloud to keep them safe, I guess. So it's ironic, but I feel like it's like with the emojis and like the memes, I'm trying to make it feel more funny and ironic and humorous as well. Just because like I feel like something that Marty said is that it can be very like the 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 comments that I'm, or like the interest that I have, they can be a little bit overwhelming. So I feel like that help a little bit to bring some of like happiness or I guess criticism into humans of how are we treating nature and like our relationship with it.
Yeah, because I guess in your previous work, I mean, it was very kind of you took these environmental aspects and kind of created different panels and windows seeing into different areas. Kind of, I guess you addressed issues of like humanity and how it's destroying, the land and how the reproduction of like, different types of structures I have continuously destroyed different landscapes and how these different panels give different narratives in
Mm-hmm.
insights of you doing that. And yeah, it is great to see like which is also, it's a very serious, very, and because you have such beautiful like, detailed images when you're drawing these, it is really quite interesting to see you loosen up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
These memes, which still address the same things, but you're doing it in a comical way. You are kind of narrating these images. And not only, I think what I find most interesting about the stuff that you've been doing lately and the newer stuff is that you still keep that really, tight drawing method that you've been doing. But you also add like these little notes at the bottom. And I think my favorite part is like that you can read like the image and then you just kind of like look at your notes and it's like it's great just to read the little things like your thoughts about the image and then like this narrative
Mm-hmm.
that you've like put together in this drawing. And then you kind of go from like this really like, oh, that's a really beautiful drawing, and then you go wait.
You have like a
Yeah,
really random comment behind it, like at the bottom of it. Yeah, I think like some of them are very ironic. Some of them don't have like nothing at all going on with the drawing. They do happen to be like a response or like a afterthought. Sometimes it's just like super random. Like because I do happen to daydream a lot, and like I try to like sometimes I feel like I'm like like the meme of like the Elmo one that is like the
yes,
fire one. So
yes.
like I think like that meme is super hilarious, but I think like it's so like the other like I have like on like a note on a little note that it says I don't it says I don't like Elmo, but I think he likes me. He wants to hug me, just like the way he is. So I think like just just being funny with my own self, like creating like a fun environment for myself to like explore the art that I'm making, but also learn about myself. I think like literally this work that I've been doing, I'm creating like a series of like self portraits, just to like learn a little bit more about myself, but about as well about my art. I think like it's been like during these times since we don't have like a lot of criticism, I think like having an opportunity to get yourself like a very serious art about yourself, like being more intimate with yourself, or being like funny and um, serious, and it's just discovering about a little bit of like who you are and what direction are you taking. Because I feel like sometimes like my art doesn't happen to be personal. It becomes a little bit more of like political, or like when it comes to like the aspects of our more modern times with like our relationship with nature. And so I think like literally thinking about like what am I going through every single day with like the internet, and then my personal life, like my physical experiences, or like during work, my walks. And so I think like it's it's been it's been um, a good time to literally think about like what am I doing, because sometimes I do feel like I don't know what I'm doing with my art. So I think like taking this time off, I guess like this is a good opportunity for us to, especially if you're not working. I mean, I get to work, so that's a little bit, it takes a lot, but I think uh, it's been good. I'm trying to be better with myself, because I feel like I sometimes I do happen to be very strict. Even when like, because I'm working a lot, I don't have time to do art, so I feel guilty when I'm not doing art,
Mhm.
and so I'm trying to be a little bit more chill with myself. And yeah,
Yeah. So, like, okay, so let's kind of go into how your life has changed. So, you were working at the university, and you're finishing up your last semester, right?
yeah. So I graduated last semester, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. You subsequently lost your job with everything shutting down at the university, and then now you've been working at Walmart doing the bagging, like the groceries for the online orders.
Hmm.
And you've kind of just explained, I guess, a little bit about how that has affected your output, and I guess how you have. It's kind of fun in that you said it's relaxed you a bit. How you've um, that been, I guess, a little bit less harsh on yourself and less strict about making work, because it is kind of interesting when you're not constantly around people pushing you and you pushing yourself to make work. You have
Hmm.
these, I guess, milestones you want to hit while you're doing that, and those are good things, but they also sometimes, I guess, restrict you in only going one way, right? So
Hmm.
just kind of thinking like, okay, I have to get this thing done. um and if you don't, then you feel strap it down and you do whatever you need to do to get through it. I do actually enjoy the fact that a lot of people lately have kind of taken the time out to, instead of making work they think they should be making, they're
Hmm.
doing whatever work they can,
Exactly. Yeah.
stay productive. And it's not like it's any better or worse than their previous work, but it is a little more personal. And I
Hmm.
it's kind of nice to see the type of work that people make when they're alone, secluded from their environment, secluded from the groups of people which normally motivate them or bring them down, whatever way their group is going, and how you have like strived to continue this momentum. And I mean, honestly, like, you were kind of going in this comedic, interior, I guess, storytelling with
Yeah.
it is that you're going, but it's nice to see that you're even going more into yourself, and I'm really excited to kind of see like where that goes.
Hmm.
Because I've been working with you probably for the last 5 years.
It's 2016.
Yeah, yeah. So 4 years. So it's been interesting to see your progress and how tight you have been, and how you've gotten a little bit looser over the years.
I agree.
Yeah, and to kind of see how you're loosening up your technical aspects, has actually made your work more personal as well. So yeah, it's just, I guess, a really interesting thing to see how you've been continuing to make work throughout everything, and then how it's changed your outlook on your productivity. Even though I mean, it's kind of weird because I feel like when you were printmaking, we could get one image out of you like every couple of months. And since he's strong, he
Exactly.
has 30 of them, and it's fucking great. Like I love it. Like to see like how like much you can produce and just the ideas that you have. And like I got like you probably have one of the most beautiful sketchbooks like I've seen in a very long time because
Mhm.
you have all these notes and all these ideas that you constantly are writing down and you're constantly going through and working out these ideas and these different things. I'm kind of glad that, you know, in the work that you've shared with me that you put a lot of those little sketchbook um like entries into it. So yeah, people will be able to see them. But yeah, it's just really great to kind of see how this hasn't really I guess slowed you down as much, but has loosened your idea of what you need to do and
Mhm.
do what you want to do. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a good step to take when you're working on your own, because I guess that is kind of the thing after working and being part of an institution for so many years, that like where do you go from there? And like I feel like, you know, that fight or flight mode a lot of people get when they go out, you know, into the world, that like you kind of about like, are they going to continue producing work, like can they continue this productivity? Like I like definitely feel like you will never have that problem, because you, no matter what, are going to continue to make just not great work but like really fun and interesting work
Yeah.
as it
Mhm.
continues, man. So yeah, it's just great.
I appreciate it, man. No,
Yeah.
yeah, like honestly, the only person that's been able to like give me constructive criticism, it's been Paul. So I mean, we've been doing FaceTime, and he shows me his work, and I show him my work, and so we tend to give each other some feedback. And I think like now that he's in grad school, like I've been asking him, hey, what are like some of the conversations that you have with your professors? And so I think like it's been a little bit helpful as well to like, okay, I think like it's really definitely important to look at like take some time to stop and like ask yourself, oh, what is your art saying? What are you trying to say with your art? Um, yeah, definitely have like some fun of it, some fun with it, because it loses you up, and you don't never know what you're gonna learn, because then you push yourself to allow mistakes, I will say. But I think like having this stuff with you, actually gave me the chance to, because I love having deadlines, because like it really pushes me to like produce work and like just loosen up. And so like I took this opportunity as a deadline as well, just to finish some drawings and do new drawings. But I think like for some reason, I've been enjoying more of like the abstract art that I'm making, just because I feel like it's more simple. There's no hard meaning behind them, so like I can lose a little bit up, and so I feel like it's been more meditational, because I feel like I do, I guess, to be honest with myself, like I do go through like anxiety. That's why like I haven't been drinking coffee at all for like 3 months, because I feel like it was really bad. And because I have so many ideas, and sometimes like if I drink coffee I won't go to sleep. And
Yeah.
so I've been taking care of my sleeping better now. Like I come back from work and then I go back to sleep like real quick, just because I know I'm not gonna sleep quite well. Um, and so I think like you said, I do have a lot of ideas, and that's I think like drawing helps me to deliver them more often. Because when I was doing pre-making, it was, I was very meticulous with like where everything was going and the meaning for each thing, and that was just becoming very exhausting. And so I was like, I think like I need to lose it up. And this really happened like literally last semester. I was taking unconscious, and this was very like pushing me really hard. So I think like that was a good thing as well. And having the solo show helped me a lot as well, because like again it was a deadline, and so I had to produce work, and that was when I began to do the drawings. So definitely like the drawings became like the easiest tool for me to make art. But like I really want to do some paintings, because I feel like that will help me create more work that I've been wanting to do. Because I tend to like the abstract work that I'm doing on paper. I feel like they are becoming. I see them as paintings instead of like drawings.
Yeah.
So I think like that's even like a new interesting theme that I'm trying to understand. Just because I think like nature and art been always been part of my life, and so I feel like I can and I mean I love our history and our theory, and like I tend to I guess combine both of them, nature and then art, to make them problematic, just to I guess not necessarily focus on the past, but on like what's happening today with like with human nature and like the quarantine and all this stuff. And so I think uh, it's been good. I mean, and I think like since I don't have a lot of I guess physical experiences other than being at work, I think reading has been like the biggest tool for me, because like I don't necessarily have to experience it. I can like just read something and I guess give that to what's had happened to me before, or just articulate and like just make be clever with what I'm doing. uh, doesn't have to be serious, like using the text or the memes or like really random images that don't make sense. And I mean, nowadays it doesn't, most of the things don't make sense. And sometimes I feel like we're all faking it in a way, like we're all our own.
Until you make it.
Yeah, exactly. So like I feel like we never know what we are, like we're just having fun every single day. I think like I've been having fun. Sometimes I wake up and I try to be grateful for what I have, and I think that's been helpful. It helps me, I guess, to enjoy every single day. I mean, I always been in love with life itself, so I think like I just trying to make the best out of it every single day. And I mean, I feel like we're quite lucky, to be
Yeah,
artists and to
yeah,
be doing what we love. It's the best thing.
yeah. It's been interesting to be a creative person during these times, and to kind of also, to see how everyone, I guess, is dealing with it, and how
Mhm.
different people who do different mediums are like, it hasn't really seemed to slow much of us down, which is, it's great. Like, we're still creating. The platforms we're using, I think, are becoming more creative as well, like the way people are performing live on, Instagram Live or Facebook Live, YouTube. How we're learning to, I guess, document our work better, because like we have to show it somehow, so you have to document how you're using it, right? So the documentation of work has become super important. And then how, I guess, just the creation of it, um, I guess, doesn't really change, but the idea and the thoughts behind creating it um, shift when you have to figure out, okay, I'm going to make this piece and I'm going to do it for myself. Like,
Mhm.
I'm just going to make art for myself, and things that I feel like I'm going to show to the public, like I can show to the public. Um, but like, you really don't have, you don't have that necessity, I guess, right now, to create for
People.
anyone else,
Yeah,
so
that's problematic for me, just because I think like I always been, intrigued by the viewer, like always been.
yeah.
And, like some, like even when it comes to my work, like I always imagine it inside a museum, like just, and there's like this that I wish I could have, where like I wish I could separate myself from my art and like have that, like sometimes I wanna have that experience where I have never seen my work before,
Mhm.
and like going into like a museum and literally seeing my work, like how the experience will be. But I think I think you're right when it comes to like we're actually doing art for ourselves, just because we're alone,
Yeah.
right? And so like we have nobody giving us feedback, or there's a lot of freedom right now, and I think like this is a good opportunity for us to just do art, just for,
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, someone will eventually see it, maybe not. You might do some really great stuff. You might do some really fucking terrible.
Mhm.
And honestly, it doesn't matter, like, because I mean, no one's giving you feedback on it. Yeah, like, and like I said, like, documentation of it. Like, if you don't feel like it's something that you want to show to anyone, you don't ever have to.
Yeah.
Um, and then if you do show terrible stuff, you'll probably get some type of feedback for.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sometimes like I feel like, do I really want to post this on Instagram? I don't know. I think I like, I enjoy Instagram. As long as you're not involved with like the likes and the comments, then you kind of have like a freedom. I feel like for me, you kind of have to figure out like a way to use Instagram. So
Yeah,
for me, it's always been like it definitely pushes me to, like, if I post something, it brings me hyped, so it makes me go back to my place and like actually make some art.
yeah,
Um, and I think like even going online and looking at other people's art, it pushes you a little bit.
yeah,
So in a way, it can be problematic looking at images from other people because it can be overwhelming. Like you not necessarily envy, but like you get like that, or I feel like I'm not producing enough. So it can be overwhelming, but at the same time, it can be a good thing. But definitely like just posting like random things and choosing the reaction of others, like, oh, this is clever. And I think like nowadays, I think like literally anything can be very clever or funny or like quite random. Like the other day I posted like the bench outside of Walmart that it's like literally wrapped on plastic, and I don't know, I thought it was like really funny, like an unconscious artwork by Walmart that they didn't plan it, but it just happened. And I think like that just says a lot about uh like literally about art. Like we're all faking it, we don't know what's happening. Like we kind of have to do something, and then from there we know what we're doing. So I think like like now we just have to create and then see what happens.
mhm,
Because some of the images that I'm doing lately are very, I guess, special. I mean, I'm trying to mimic the neon lights and just try to be funny with them and like, I guess, clever but different. Because I always been through my process. It's always been about change. Like how can I give the viewer something that they haven't seen? So that's always been like a push for me. Like thinking about the viewer has been a tool for me to like create something completely new that I haven't done. And so I think like using the trying to mimic graffiti or not even using the aesthetic that I've been using, where like I have the text and then the portrait form on the top. So trying to get out of those limitations that I've been going through for the past, I don't know, 4 years. Um, it's good for me, I guess, because I feel like I really want to make it super complex, where like I don't, like the viewer doesn't know what to expect anymore. Like it's always like this spontaneous thing that it kind of brings them back. Like I always wanted that. I mean, in a way, it feels like I'm looking for attention. Perhaps I am. I don't know, but like in a way, some people do, some people don't. Some people don't want to accept it. Like, but like getting some, I guess, attention from people, like it pushes you up, I guess. Like
well,
we're human.
yeah.
We need some, I guess, to socialize in a way.
Well, I mean, ultimately, art is conversation, right? And
Exactly.
creating art is to create conversations between people.
Hmm.
You don't have a community to create like art for or conversate with, and your conversation like with yourself, like I only right. And so when you do use like the social media platforms to kind of produce work, it's not that you're asking for attention, but you're asking for a conversation, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
just like anyone who talks to someone else, like they're looking for someone to talk back to them, right? So like an artist puts a piece online and there's like dead silence, obviously shitty conversation. So you continue making different stuff, different things in different ways in order to create these conversations. And like, so you've been using Instagram mainly, right? Is there any other platforms or things that you've been using that have helped you continue those conversations with your viewers? Or
I will say sometimes it becomes with my own self, because like I think like uh the way I began to use like the neon light, it was from like taking a picture of the artwork and then using the tools that the app gives you to put a layer on top of that image. And I feel like that it's been a new way to create art. I mean, having like the little fire, like it's like some of the business artists, like some like the last one, I forgot his name. He commented that the emojis that I was doing, they don't feel personal. And so I think like going back and reflecting on that, and and as well as with the tools that I was using on Snapchat, because that's one of the ones that I use as well.
Yeah.
Um, because like there's this tool that you can draw with like the emojis, and so it repeats the emoji, like you were drawing it, like in the line. And so I think like the fire becomes part of that. Like there's one that has like wings. I don't know if you saw that one, but it has like this wings, so it becomes like I'm giving, I guess, like its own personality to the image, or like its own communication. So it's been fun. I think like having that. I feel like it's nowadays we're becoming more creative. It doesn't social media doesn't necessarily becomes a negative thing. I think like having an opportunity to be creative with like or images, and especially with like I feel like us taking a picture and then drawing on top of it. It's quite convenient because it does add some of the contemporary tools that we're having through
Yeah.
social media. And that's something that I noticed that what's his name? Uh, I don't know if you know him. His name is Nava. I forgot this name. Like he makes this really childlike drawings. I mean,
Okay.
they're painting. I forget his name. Let me just see. So his name is Robert Nava, I believe.
Okay. And so he's been creating like these childlike paintings that over the top of.
They're very. I mean, I'm sure you've seen him before. So there's like these little mythology monsters. He
Okay.
has the cloud, and then the tigers and the sharks and all that. So I mean, I enjoy them. It's a little bit kind of like what's his name, Michael Basquiat. So
Okay.
I think like, I mean he usually posted some stuff and he uses like the neon light drawing, and I think like I feel like I grabbed it. I wouldn't say like grabbed it, but like I borrow it, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
us artists we tend to borrow from other artists,
absolutely. Yeah.
and and I mean I think it's been fun doing that. But yeah, I think definitely these platforms are helping us instead of like affecting us, I would say.
Yeah, it creates that community online, which we, I guess, have lost in person. And oh, I guess, it does suck to not be able to talk to people in person and do things like that. But like, um, I have found it really useful to like do a Zoom meeting or a Skype or a Facebook Live thing where you hang out with a couple people every couple of days, and it somehow keeps you a little bit sane. But then also drives you a little insane because you'd rather just be hanging out and talking. So
Yeah.
the double-edged sword, with that stuff. So, but yeah, I feel like it if we were stuck at home without these devices to keep us connected, I feel like a lot more of us would be going out and risking
Yeah.
risking
I
getting
mean, it's
sick.
definitely gonna save, right? But
Yeah,
I mean, I think like I'm a really bad texter, so it's like I don't even know. Like sometimes I feel like nothing has been affecting me so much because I've been always like I guess I like being alone, so I love being in my room and just
you've been
watch.
isolating since day one.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like you know me, right? I've always been
Yeah,
like a really quiet person, so like I feel like I'm in my environment. I feel like definitely there was a little bit of like like after I lost my job, that was like a little bit of stress, and then my mom got the virus as well, so that was like a really tough time because like she lives in Colorado, so like she was in the hospital for like a week, uh, and so like like we couldn't even travel all the way over there,
yeah,
and even if we were to go, we wouldn't be able to see her.
Yeah, you have to just
with
kind
them
of
not
sit
having
out.
nobody to go in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like a scary, like a scary experience. But I mean, thankfully everything is okay, and like she's at home now, and she's doing good.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, I guess like some people don't really see the truth of like the virus, but like once you get to experience it a little bit, you're like, okay, this is actually serious. And like I wore like every day we had to wear a mask and gloves. So so yeah, I mean, it's I'm always around other customers, and like you literally don't know who can be carrying it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like sometimes I feel like I already had it, but maybe I haven't. So who knows?
Does that help your anxiety any with being around a bunch of people?
Like
Freak.
you know, like at like for the first 3 weeks, I was like in the news every single day,
Mhm.
and then I began to work, and then I stopped literally thinking about all that. I was like, you know what? I was trying to be a little bit more positive. It was like being negative wouldn't really necessarily help me at all. So I've been definitely like, if I start feeling really bad, I try to cheer myself up and be like, okay, you know what? If something happens, it happens. Whatever. I mean, as long as I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with what I've been going through. So I mean, we're always gonna have regrets, but at the end of the day, like we're here and we get to experience another day. So I mean, as long as we stay happy and like I guess positive about it, there's really nothing to worry about. I mean, yeah, like you wish you could see your family and all that,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like I feel like for my brother and my sister, having like divorced parents, like
Yeah.
we're all at a different place. Like Paul is in Louisiana, my sister is in Sacramento now.
You cut out that last minute, man.
Yeah, you got frozen for a bit.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, so your sister's in Sacramento. Your mom's obviously in Colorado. Your dad's down in Palm Springs, right?
Conference, yeah. Yeah, so we're
So
all divided. So it's like, I have my own self, right? Like
yeah.
I don't have somebody else, so I had to rely on myself at the moment.
Mhm.
So I think like you have to take care of yourself, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I think like you're living with your parents right now, right?
Yeah, I'm with my mom. Yep. Yeah. And yeah, they made her go back to work
Oh, wow.
part time. The school district here kind of just wants to open really bad, and so they're making everyone work. So yeah, I kept her inside for almost 2 months without letting her go out or go to the store, and then they made her go back to work, and yeah. Oh, and now she's exposed to a bunch of kids that come in and drop off books. So it's
Mhm.
you know worrying about that and worrying about her and making sure she's like safe. So, it's just kind of it's hard. Your mom obviously had it, so I can only imagine, like freaking out about that. So yeah,
And I
dude,
mean,
it's tough. Everyone's in a different circumstance, and like
yeah,
they're making different decisions based on whatever they want to. It's just so weird, I guess you kind of like you think all of your life you grow up in like a state or a place, and you think that like everyone's got their shit together, and then like something like this happens, and like no one,
yeah, nobody like you
everyone,
exactly. I
yeah,
feel like like I'm glad that it happened in a way that like it it made me think of like a plan B, I guess. Like because
yeah,
you never know what can happen. Therefore, like you really have to be wise with your money and like be prepared. Like start saving because like you really don't know what can happen. So
yeah.
like yeah, I think like it's good, but at the same time, who knows what's how life's
Around,
gonna
yeah,
be.
yeah. I mean, something around the corner could make it. I mean, this could be so much worse. It could be so much better. But like, I like to be optimistic about it. I'm like, it could be worse. And get worse.
No,
So
yeah. I think I mean I feel like it's gonna take a while. I will say like at least until I'm hoping by by the end of the year, but I think like it's probably gonna be around to like next summer, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. I think you know everyone's saying it's going away or it's not infecting as many people. Time, I guess, is the only thing that can really tell how that will all shake out in the end. But yeah, dude, it's just what do you do? You kind of just have to fall in line with what everyone else is doing. Hope to God that they're making choices that don't kill you.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit weird, because like with like the president, like it's weird. It's a weird experience. You don't know what's true and what's not, and it's becoming like a like you cannot trust anybody, in a way. So it's I mean you cannot rely on anything right now other than yourself. So
No, yeah, I
it's
think I
tough.
think everyone's become incredibly self-reliant, which
Yeah, exactly.
probably good. I mean,
So
you know,
I mean, I don't know, like it can be problematic where like you become very like I guess selfish, or it kind of feels like that right now. Like you gotta take care of yourself and like really be with yourself because like nobody else is gonna take care of
yeah,
you, right? So
and you also see how many people care about the people around them
yeah.
because people, I don't want to go into the whole hoax thing, but there are people that in the Capitol, and like even if this isn't as big of a deal as it is,
Hmm.
like what if it is, and you're the one that fucking what if you're the one that kills someone because you can transmit it but you didn't get it? Like,
Yeah.
there's that chance, and I know it's like a fear mongering thing that they're trying to say, but at the same time, like it it's it's been really nice that the creative community has taken really good care of each other by not pushing too hard for certain things, and how like everyone's like, yeah, this sucks, and like we can't do the things we want to do, and our livelihoods depend basically on social gatherings and people viewing our things, but we care about the people, our mentors, the
Mhm.
people who are at risk. I mean, it's actually kind of amazing how many people have immunity disorders and deficiencies that like you never knew before this all happened, and suddenly like yeah, actually I get sick really fucking easy and I could die and I'm 20 something, and you're like, oh, I don't want you to die. Yeah. And there's like tons of people like that, so you're just like, fuck, man, like I'm definitely just like, in the thought of my friend might get sick and die, like protect myself and others by like doing what they're asking. And
No, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
nice to see a lot of the creative community, I guess, backing that stance and not being
Yeah.
complete and
Yeah.
total
There's
assholes.
definitely some kind of like afterthought of like, like you might lose someone and you're like, like it brings you back to like all the things that you've had with that person, right? So like it makes you wonder, like be grateful of like all the experience that you had before. So I think
Yeah,
like it sucks that this had to happen to be a little bit more appreciable to other people,
yeah,
or like in your family. So I think like it definitely has brought us together more, even though we're like separate. But it's gonna be interesting what's gonna happen. Like once we come back, like are we actually gonna be more, you know, I guess nicer or like more, you know.
we be nice to each other. I hope so. I mean, I feel like you see a lot of people like who like were maybe kind of nice, and now they're like you see their real character, like they're actually caring people, and you see kind of like, you know how this is affecting them, and it is really interesting just to kind of see like how your friends react and how you surround people with like the way you want to like put your thoughts out into the world. So the people that surround you, you're like, oh, actually, like, yeah, I have a pretty good group. I have a pretty good group that surrounds me. You're like, I'm fine with this. Like, I'm, like, hey, this shit sucks right now, but when I'm over and this is all done, like, I'm still gonna have these amazing people around in my life, and so that's fine. That's fine, as long as I just chill out,
No,
hang
yeah,
out at home for a little bit.
no, I agree with you. I think like like I guess I mean the people that you're around with, like they definitely make who you are, right? So I think
Yeah,
like it's you wouldn't be who you are without the people that you're around with. So I think like yeah, definitely like it's it's good. I mean,
I also think that's kind of like a lot of people's biggest troubles is that like they find that when they're by themselves, they have to then concentrate on themselves. And
yeah.
people, man, like that really rely on other people.
That's true though. I agree with
Yeah.
you. I mean, uh like I said, like you definitely kind of have to become a little bit selfish
Mhm.
if you're trying to be good during this time with yourself. It's like
Mhm.
you can be very like like dependable from others, and you're just like, okay, what am I supposed to do now, right? So I think
Yeah.
like you have to get in charge. You have to be in charge of yourself and like the things that you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think like definitely like getting a job and like trying to do work, try to be good with myself right now. And, like because if you don't do it, no one's gonna do it for you as well. But like depending on where you wanna go in life, right? Like you don't do it, someone else will do it. It depends. So like it does feel like a little bit of like competition and who's gonna survive, right? So
Yeah.
it's a little bit scary, right? But I think like you just gotta fight for what you want, I guess, and just keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, keep going forward. But I was gonna ask you about Boston. Like, is it for sure, or
As of right now, yeah.
cool, cool.
Yeah.
And are you doing printmaking with them, or what is?
Actually, I was accepted by the media and sculpture department, so I can still do printmaking, but I will actually be a media. I mean, I think it's to be honest with you, it's kind of a interdisciplinary uh,
Okay.
program, like very interdisciplinary program. So, but yeah, that's the kind of the area which I'll be studying mostly in.
No, I think that's good. I mean, I think like you've definitely been working with a lot of different things, like the 3D and then the laser cutter stuff. I think like I'm glad you've been messing around with it. 'Cause, like I mean, the stuff that you were doing with like the plants and the flowers, like at the end, I think that was really I think that was really cool. So I think you're definitely gonna bring a lot of new methods to the program that I'm pretty sure they're kind of excited about it. I mean, you kind of love that, right? Like you've been
I,
exploring with that, and like
yeah, I mean, I've been a technician at Stan State for the last 6-ish years. And I mean, the greatest part about that job has been, I guess, the freedom to explore different mediums.
mhm,
It's such a small department in the area, like it's just, and then everyone that works there is willingness to kind of branch out of their comfortability in their mediums and expand what they know into different areas, has really helped me, I guess, you know, develop my uh, arts and my professional life. So yeah, dude. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens in Boston and where everything goes from there. So
that's cool, man. I'm jealous for you, man, but I'm happy.
yeah, that's
And
all right. You'll be over there at Yale soon. Don't worry about it.
hopefully, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna like if things work out, like if things get better, I'll definitely apply again this year. If not, I'll probably wait 2 years and see what happens. But I mean, I think like I really don't like I don't mind moving to Colorado, but at the same time, I want to stay a little bit more here, just because like I feel like like having the support of like Jake and Marty and Deeds and Susan, I think like it's good for me, and like they don't Jake usually doesn't mind using some of like the sculpture stuff. So like, cause I definitely want to keep doing some of the sculptures.
Yeah,
So
I mean, they're definitely a really supportive group of professors.
yeah,
So yeah,
so I think like so if I want to make new stuff, I really want to keep it, continue making it multidisciplinary. I don't want to just show some drawings. So like, because if I move to Colorado, I'm gonna be with my mom, and I feel like that's like the space that she has. I'm not gonna have like this store that I have. So I think like before I leave, I definitely wanna have the chance to make new sculptures. Um, yeah, but we'll see what happens. I'm trying to stay positive.
yeah, man, you definitely should. And I feel like your sculpture work is also awesome as well, and your drawings have been magnificent. I wouldn't discount those at all. And you're applying to new places, and your ideas and methodology, man, it's just great. I love it. And I just want to thank you so much for talking to me, man, and coming on, doing this thing. I'm super excited for where your future will take you. I know it will not probably end at Walmart, thank God. Um,
Oh, man, oh, man,
yeah.
I don't want to.
But yeah, dude.
Uh,
I mean, yeah. Saul was accepted into a couple MFA programs and has decided to wait, which is probably the best thing you could have done right now, I guess, with a lot of places.
definitely. I mean,
Um,
I was, like the professor from Cranbrook. He, I feel like I will enjoy working with him. He was very supportive, and he seems like he really liked my work. So I think like having that like that, I guess I don't know how to describe it, but like having that attention, I guess, like it kind of like makes you really want to go there, because I feel like, and I was being honest with him, he was being honest with me. Like I told him I want to be pushed, like to the next level, and he said, like I'll definitely push you to as much as I can, and give you new feedback and the tools that you need to do what you need to do. But I don't know. I think like um, if because it was quite expensive. It was like I will need to pay like 35,000 a year, and so that was a little bit like it got me worried, just because like I'm on debt right now, and 35 more wouldn't be the greatest thing.
I mean, that's the thing about art in grad schools, right? Is you're paying a chunk, no matter. I mean, there are the full rides out there.
Yeah,
It is expensive to go.
yeah, and I mean I think like with Yale, they said like some of the students said that they got full tuition depending on how much their parents make. And I
Yeah,
mean, knowing that my parents don't really make a lot, I think like they'll probably give me a really good, um, I guess, an offer that definitely would make sense.
yep,
But I know, I mean, it's close to New York, so I'm sure it's a little bit more expensive living as well.
yeah. I believe pretty much if you're looking at any major city, East Coast or West Coast, right? You're looking about the same. And Boston's like San Francisco; it's like the same price.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Are you planning on staying? Do they have like dorms or?
they do, but I'm looking at just housing on my own. I have a couple friends that I have met over the last couple of years that actually have family out there. So, and then friends and them themselves who are looking for places. So I'll probably get my own place with someone or just a somewhere, which
Cool.
I'm pretty used to by now.
Are they offering you like a job or something?
They do that your second year you're there, and anything about
Two-year
what
program.
they've. What's up? Sorry, say that again.
It's a 2-year program, right?
So it is a 2-year program, but with everything going on, they actually offered us a third year free.
Oh wow, that's
So I was kind of like, all right, because I'm paying quite a bit to go to school there. I was like this is going to be expensive, and 2 years is not a lot of time
hmm
stuff. And then when they said with everything going on, that they'd offer us basically the opportunity to just extend our program into a third year. It made it worth it to me.
okay. No, yeah, I mean I agree with you. I think like even that year will help you, like continue getting the the feedback that someone wants, right? I think that's part of the why you want to go to grad school, like, to continue being in a community that is supporting you. And so I think like, like it sucks that it's 2 years, like most of the like the really, uh, I guess, prestige programs. But I mean, yeah, I think like 3 years, and especially if you're gonna be paying, then definitely 3 years is like
Yeah,
it makes sense. I would say.
yeah, it absolutely does, and that's what kind of put me a little bit of relief. But yeah, you know, grad school. I was told by a certain someone that you know you're investing in yourself when you do this, right? So like when you're thinking about going to grad school and getting free tuition and all that stuff is fucking great. Like I will never discount anyone that's gotten free
Yeah.
tuition because You're fucking awesome. Good fucking job. It doesn't happen for everyone. And when I guess you're ready, and you know, this is also, you know, I guess kind of go into, if you're not ready to invest in yourself to go to college, then don't fucking go. Just
So you're what,
until
30?
you're
How old are you again?
35. 35?
Okay.
Yeah. I spent 10 years out. I'm ready to invest in myself.
Yeah, I mean that's a good amount, right? And I think like
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely be sure, man. Because I feel
Yeah.
like I rushed it, but I'm glad I did at the same time.
Yeah.
So I mean, things worked out, and I still remember the way you grow your out statement. I think that was funny about like the candy for like a kid or something like that.
It is.
No, yeah, I think that was clever. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad, man. Well, they'll definitely miss you. But it's definitely
Kyle,
good.
Kyle's a little worried. It's fine.
Nah, I'm sure you can have a good time over there. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's quite like what I don't know how far it is from New York.
It's, I think, like an hour or two.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too far.
Yeah, I mean, I took the train and it was like less than 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely worth it. If I could go to New York again, I will definitely do it anything.
Yeah, dude. New York's fantastic, which I'm super glad that I'm like right there as well. Cause like not only does Boston have this amazing art community and all that stuff, but then you can just go a little bit west and south and you're right there. The
Yeah.
heart of it all, you know, like I guess it's kind of, you know, stupid because like we live in California, so San Francisco, LA are like the biggest ones as well, and we're just like, I can.
We've been there.
It's weird because growing up in California, I could never really imagine myself in the LA or
Okay.
art scene. You know,
Mm.
I did live in the Bay Area for a couple of years, and just yeah, it's just for some odd reason, especially after meeting people from the East Coast, I feel like it's probably a better fit than places over here.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll see.
I was like, oh, San Francisco's nice, but I don't think about living there will be the greatest.
Yeah,
Uh, but I wouldn't mind living in LA for some reason.
yeah,
Like I feel like like having the museums. I mean, as long as you're close to museums, I mean, I don't mind. But I definitely want to be in a city. I don't want to. That's the other thing about Cranbrook, like being
it's
away.
about an hour away from Detroit, right? So
Yeah,
or
something
two
like
hours, yeah.
that. So I mean, it's in a way it's good because like it feels like Turlock in a way. You're not now anywhere. You're just in your own place. Um, so I think like that's definitely I feel like that's a good thing. But at the same time, like I want to have that experience of living in a city.
Mhm.
So definitely, I'm trying to go for that. But I mean, I'm still probably gonna apply to Grand Book again and see what happens. Hopefully, they offer me a better offer. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I look forward to hearing what happens for you in your future, man, and definitely
Well,
stay in touch. Yeah, and yeah, dude, I'm super excited to see where all your stuff goes and
well,
where
thank you,
you
man,
end up.
for
Maybe we'll
for
end
the
up in the
work
same.
that you're
Uh,
doing. This I think it's great. I
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it. You always been very supportive when it comes to
Ah,
the community and
you
everything.
guys make it easy, man.
You make it happen. So
Yeah.
thanks for you, man. Appreciate
Nah,
it.
no problem, dude. All right.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll see each other soon. You said
Yeah.
you're on Mondays, right?
What's that?
You're at school on Mondays?
I am on Mondays, and me and Kyle will be handing out stuff June 5th and 6th. So if you want to swing by and just say hi,
Okay.
because me and Kyle will be in the parking lot handing out
All right.
materials to kids.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, is Marty and Jake going as well, or is it just
I know Marty comes in on a couple, like a day or two a week to kind of do his thing. Jake's there every like couple of days with Kyle doing stuff. So I'm not, I'm only there one day really right now. So until things, I guess, are more clear, we'll see what happens.
okay? Well, hopefully I'll see you.
Yeah.
First. When are you planning to leave into? Oh, September, right? You said.
I have to be there September 2nd. So I'm kind of hoping to be out of here sometime mid-August. So
Are you probably gonna drive over there, or you're?
debating still. I actually want to drive. Because I don't want to ship things, but
Okay.
I was looking at the price of like shipping things and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff, and logistically it's fucking expensive, and I really don't want to spend money. And I could just drive out there, mid-August, and then just kind of see where it goes. But uh, flying out there also is very appealing to just kind of get there in a few hours. And if I have a plane, just kind of get there and then slowly ship things because I am still living with my parents or my mom.
Yeah.
So I could have her just kind of slowly ship things to me as I need them.
Mm-hmm.
Still debating, figuring out, and kind of figuring out what they're doing. They haven't really given us like I think most schools are waiting till the fiscal year ends and July starts so they can start fiscally planning for how they're going to start I guess, I know a stand state with everything. They're like the money to buy masks and
Oh, really?
supplies and all that stuff hasn't really been approved on where it's coming from yet. So in order for classes to run in the hybrid formats. So I'm also kind of waiting to see what they do at Tufts as well. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, interesting again with everything going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna stop recording right now.